Oh, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am your host, Dierdre Square-Bolton. This is my Clarity channel. I welcome you for plugging in. I thank you so much. Listen, I'm working on my passion, and today was just a wonderful day. Working on your passion without a problem. I realize that the world is a beautiful place, but some of the things I wonder that people live in when they're listening to the titles of these songs and they singing the song about who run the world. Let me tell you something. I ain't got nothing against Beyonce, but she made that song, Who Run the World and Women Run the World. She didn't know what she was talking about because basically, she would a weak one or something because women do not run the world. Let me tell you why I'm saying this, okay? I have internet, okay, and I have had my screens freezing, and this has happened quite a few times. So when you got to call in and get a tech to help you reset whatever, because whatever you do, it ain't working. What's going on is, okay, it's an inconvenient, but you got to do what you got to do. And every time I've gotten a woman, she's like so in her emotions, so in her mind, taking me to Timbuktu. And I know it's something simple. And, at the end of the day, I'm kind of tired and I can't remember all the technical little things that I can do myself to get things rolling. And the AI is no help. The AI won't talk back to you. It just wants to do what it can do because it's dumb. Okay, it doesn't have all of the human senses of communication. Love the AI to pay a bill, but to break down what's really going on, no, you're not going to send me a message, but they do. They charge you for that. And if you can't say, when you say yes or no, you got to pay. If they ask you another question and you answer that, you got to pay. So moving forward, this is my deal. This woman and nothing against, because I'm a woman, I'm speaking for myself. But when it comes down to customer service and someone's getting in their feelings or their attention is not where it should be, it's so aggravating because it's just something so simple. So that's where it was. Let's talk clarity here. Women don't rule the world all the time. That song is getting a whole lot of us in trouble, okay? Men rule the world because after I spent half an hour, okay, trying to get my screen to unfreeze, I had to spend another half an hour, and she just got me running here and running there and checking this and checking that. And I'm like trying to tell her it's not that difficult. This is something that's she ain't listening to me. You see, because she in her position and she's going to do what she want to do. She ain't listening to me. And I find that a lot of us, we're doing that. You're not listening. You're not using, your senses to hear a person and to take any direction. Let's talk clarity. The term can be so heartbreaking. The bad experience. I don't even want to say bad experience, but when things can be really simple. And from what I've experienced, the man come in, he's not emotional. He is direct. He solved the problem within seconds. This is not the first time, second time. It's like, what is going on? Gosh, I let my guard down here, but in my brain, let me do some gardening. When you work and you want to enjoy yourself and relax, the last thing you want to do is speak to someone to resolve a situation, or when you have to take care of something that needs a solution. You don't want to deal with no drama. You want to have a meeting, a brainstorm with people that can get to what the solution can be. To brainstorm, communicate properly. People have these emotional things of I don't care. Where are you in your own trajectory? Unable to see yourself in order to see someone else. I mean, when you show yourself to someone, a person, you don't have to be attracted. They don't have to be your friend. It's just a place where I'm vulnerable because I'm paying for a service, right? And what I'm paying for, I should be able to get. And when you're vulnerable and you're dealing with people that, let's talk clarity here. I mean, I love customer service. I do that all the time. I'm here and this is the Clarity channel. I have my filter off. I'm letting down my guard. That's a phrase inside itself that I could just talk about. I mean, what does that mean? I'm vulnerable. I allow myself. I share my business. And to be honest, this lady is not the issue. It's just people, they invest in these things about ruling the world. They invest in themselves, and we all have to have some ego. But when you are blocking someone else by not listening, and you're blocking their time that they've invested in, I mean, literally, how you when you're at work or you're doing certain, I guess you're not your true self, with anyone, even the person that you're that's listening to you or paying attention to you, they're open to you, your good action. You cannot let go of your ego in order for things to process well. I understand it. Nobody's perfect. Woo, y'all. Let me take a moment. Yeah, I said Beyonce. I almost called Jay-Z a weak ass man, but I don't know him. But he don't run the world. She run him. All women do not run the world, and that's just it. Because if that was the case, if women ran the world, we'd be in trouble with all these emotions and attitudes and commands and dictatorship. What the heck is going on? We gotta be careful. Manifesting either from fear or manifesting from a place where entitlement. I mean, gee, I was ready to watch this movie called, I don't know what it was, but it was very interesting. And when you've done, your day is done and you want to relax, wind down, and then whatever you wanted to, okay, let me just blow that away and let it go. And garden my brain instead of feeling that I let my guard down and let this woman run me behind my big wall unit and do this and do that, and it still didn't work. And then disconnecting the phone, I got called back. Ooh-wee. I had to shine my light. I had a very good conversation with the representative, the agent that just solved the problem. And, he was like really shedding some things about, men who can work at themselves and also have fun. And even by working hard, you can have fun by doing what you do properly. Leaving your emotions alone. That's a beautiful journey when you can be a non-emotional bird. Okay? Now, I'm being an emotional bird right now, but I'm not serving myself. I'm serving this whole truth. I'm speaking in my truth right now. I was able to say no to myself and not allow the way she was conducting herself, on the phone. I was asking questions, trying to get a solution. She muting the button. I can't hear what she's saying. She's telling me she's listening, but I can't hear you. So let me slow this down. Ooh. I was going to come on here and I was going to talk about something. And right now, it's really about, I want to speak about, the power of the tongue. Breaking down barriers, of lacking. It takes courage and wisdom. We all have our smart genes. You follow the signs, and without being lazy and caring, courage and wisdom. When we have both, we can people can speak to you whatever way they want to, but when you care and when you're vulnerable, it's also up to you to change your direction as an action, instead of being, the victim, instead of being like Cinderella in the house with her stepmama and nobody is coming to save her. There is no prince, we come out of our shells to thrive. I never received much substance from people that open their mouth and they obviously have never spent a day walking in my shoes. Don't open your mouth. I have never, you open your mouth on somebody and speak at them and you can't walk a day in their shoes, or you haven't walked a day and I haven't walked a day in your shoes. So how can I speak to you if I can't even listen, if I can't even ask questions, if I can't even, do some introspection within myself with some type of grace? I can say I'm grateful for the people who I can have transparency with. I'm so grateful for the people that I can have transparency with. I can have these fruitful conversations that may even follow in proactive collaboration. to inspire something good to happen. But, let it be wisdom, let it be wisdom for where I am in my life. It's always about, blessing and prospering and good ideas. There's the super conscious, there's the subconscious, it's the conscious mind, combined with the divine ideal, with the divine outcome. This is where you have to go when you're dealing with, people that you got to communicate with and speak to and resolve something. Even when you're at your 9 to 5 and you're dealing with someone that, there is no divinity there. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. There's no love, nothing godly, praying even for those who try to criticize things or spite you or discourage you. These vain imaginations is on people. It's not just women, but, I meant what I said. I ain't taking that back. It's from the experience that I've had, by all the way that is so deeply rooted in ways that, it's just some issues. I mean, if you're at work and you're just trying to go home, I mean, what's the point of prolonging something that you can take care of? Very simple. Or pass the $20 bill. You know what I mean? Pass that $20 bill. It's another $20 bill coming. It's another wave that's coming. I mean, whew. People weaken themselves, when you got to pretend to be something that you're not, and you're not doing a good job, but you want you want somebody to hand you something as a reward is concerned. We live in times where good men and good women have to take note for themselves and resist people, resist even the people that they love, and practice constantly to strengthen their peace power, to rise above any adversities. Because I felt like I wanted to, say something to this lady that, I don't know her from a can of paint. Life is a game, and the game is played by being able to spiritually clean yourself, and I wanted to be in the raw without no filters on, instead of talking about what I had planned on talking about. When we give respect to people, when we give love, we will receive love, from even a trained imagination, knowing thyself, the conscious self, the my subconscious mind saying one thing, my superconscious is just, rolling in a way to where, let me let her go. Let me hang up from her and call somebody else. And that's when you take an action. And of course, I get someone who is a little bit more savvy. I made that decision. Yeah. You given your passages to do, presence over avoidance. I don't want to avoid, not hanging up on her. I don't want to avoid, starting all over again. No, I want to start all over again because I think I'm going to save myself something, I've let my guard down. It may not be easy. It depends on your mental experiences, your life experience. Hey, the criticalness, the critical thought of having a truly intimate relationship with yourself when somebody press your buttons, wasting your time, taking your time with a drama. I mean, look at it this way. You allow yourself to move on, to exchange the old self into a new experience, the new self. That's what I had to do because, I was really ready to have this conversation with the way she was conducting herself, but I chose not to. I feel really comfortable with myself doing those type of things, instead of sabotaging myself, talking about, anything that she was not doing right. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing it. I ended the call, constantly, just being attached, really, setting up with people that, they listen to you with deaf ears. People don't care. A sister right now, some females, young, old, I don't care who it is. I have to even check myself. I'm not interested in telling someone how to conduct themselves, what they're doing. You know what I mean? Because they ain't going to listen to you. They're not going to listen to you. You're going to be in an argument. That's what I don't understand. Even our youngins, they thinking that, argument, the rebuttal, what is that doing for you? Can you even see yourself? I ain't got no grudge against nobody, but the disrupting of people's time and your own time. Our mission is to live and love, the road and the doors you enter. Just when you talk about, the things that you want for yourself, our desires, we're creating progress. You know what I'm saying? When it's wisdom, when you have some education and some experience on your sleeve, always being in fight mode, ready to knock somebody out, having your guard up, you want to settle something and be hardcore, about your hardship. eating all this yik yak, where you affect your own perception and can't follow through being your true self because you at a job and you behind the scene and nobody can do nothing, you know? You just got the remote call on, you can hang up. Well, I hung up before you hung up on me, or put me through the mute button and dragged me around my entertainment system and did something that was another 20 minutes wasted, you know? Whew. Choose a good battle. I remember, you know, when I was in my 20s, I used to tell people, you know what? God ain't like that. I ain't got to choose no battle. Why? God is bad. It's already done. People tell you with this. Let's talk clarity. Let's talk clarity. Choose your battles. I mean, I understand what they're saying, but these phrases, you know what I mean? You ain't got to choose no battle. A good battle is when your higher self, your super conscious, espialidocious, just can not check in and participate in no battle. You look better playing chess. At least in that game, ain't nobody really there. You can see your enemies. You understand what I'm saying? It's just as clear as day. I'd rather play chess than to be at war with people that think, you know what I mean? For no apparent reason. Just drama, the riffraff. For what? You know? If you're going to be in fight mode where you're doing it professionally. I used to tell my youth that, you know, the boxing metaphor of letting your guard down. God. Oh my God. You let your guard down. You punch with one hand and you guard with the next. You know, when you drop your guard, you get punched in the face, metaphorically speaking. When you take an action to move forward with a project, but you don't watch out for your opponent, action to derail your plan, you may fail to achieve your goal. And that's about being clear, crystal clear. Let's talk clarity. It's okay to not be okay. I just have to shut it down today. I had to shut it down. I had to hang up. She was telling me to do something. I said, no, I'm not about to go through this. I made my own day. I'm ready to relax. I knocked that out. Let's talk clarity. You know, I want to hear from others that, you know, got leadership roles, you know, whether you're introverted or you're living a sheltered life and you don't see much people. What do? You know, you still got to pay your bills. You still got to call and talk to people, I guess. I don't know if there's any problems that come on the table. You know, you have a tough time opening up to people. You have a tough time. When I say opening up to people, you know, what about when you have to close people? How do you do that? How do you close out to people when you're already, you know, participating with them and they're leading you somewhere where you don't want to be? I mean, what I'm seeing is people got to do, you know, a lot of that, or they're being vulnerable and they're getting hurt. You know, I want to understand that. You know, people, you know, I guess ain't nobody really going to tell me because it probably is a secret. You know, a discussion that you can't have, you know, and I respect that, you know. But, you know, yeah, it's so important when you open up to people and you're participating, solution and working with people, or you're collaborating, you know, you're putting your great effort there. And people just, you know, from keeping yourself, you know, you just try to make the conversation or what's going, you know, at its best. So you can start to have some results. I mean, how you know, do you restrict yourself? I think that causes a lot of stress and anxiety. You know what I mean? How can you restrict yourself? You know, you're having a quick jump, you know, and you got to plunge into something that may take some time, 9 to 5, you know, the entire Monday through Friday. You know, when yourself is just trying to figure out, you know, the common interest of what is on the table, what is on the billboard, what's on the wall, what's on the agenda. You know, you got to play an excellent game, especially with yourself, because we're living in times where people don't care. They go at a certain pace. They either want to rush you. They either want to slow you down. They actually may want to trip you. The comparisons, I mean, the games that people play, you know, they may want to play with you in a great way to test your own greatness, you know, your own intuition, you know, the thrill of your chakra, you know, to get where you need to get. You have to be on board to shut that down. You know, I think it's just quality. You know, it's an effective way to start playing the real game of life, to stimulate your transparency. Because when you're dealing with people that have so much drama and you're not getting anywhere, you don't want to deal with anybody. And I think that's coming from, people, being separated and being in this, the pandemic that might have just did some great things for people. And then again, it might have done not so good things. But, as far as stimulating, our transparencies, I mean, without feeling doubt, hmm, you know, hmm, the stronger you are, it just makes you strong, and you can have fun. Weak people, they can't have fun. They have these doubts. They gotta go through all these different corners and cracks. They gotta see if they working on breaking you instead of making things work with you. you know and to be honest, ladies, we don't have to dominate each other. Just fight. What's going on? Gaslighting the hell out of each other, feeling an unknown pain at the end of the day. Whew. Wow. And it's not just, my experience. It's just stuff that I see, and I have to look past it, and hum, step up to my super self, because the dictatorship, the role playing, people putting cameras up, and it's supposed to be private. They putting cameras when they in the bathroom, on the toilet. I mean, my God, why are you abusing yourself? That's psychotic or COVID, like a virus, losing your beauty and less value. I mean, honestly, we can glow and do the gardening to enjoy growth, but my God, excuse me, you're gonna get there, wherever it is that you want to be. Some of you all, some of us need to unmanifest. Look, here it go. I mean, you go out on a date. They're putting the camera up. The man is vulnerable. You're making yourself vulnerable, even if you're looking like a fool, because you don't want to go to, what is it? Let me name a place, because I don't really go too much of the places. To the Olive Garden. Why are you taking me to Olive Garden? My thing is, why does it have to be a restaurant and you're going on a first date, right? Let's talk clarity here. You're going on your first date and you're upset because you're going to Olive Garden. Why can't you go to a cafe and have some tea? Why can't you have some coffee? Why can't you go to a juice bar and have something healthy, a healthy place to have some healthy conversation, so you can glow up and do some gardening and enjoy the growth of a possible relationship? It's just your first date. What the heck? You eating with your mouth full, smacking, talking, getting to know each other? How that's going to happen? Really? Really? And they put the cameras on these men. I can't believe he took me to this restaurant. Well, girlfriend, what the heck is going on? Let me tell you what's going on. They want to put the video up so they can sit back with their friends and have something else to yik yak and chit chat and hee hee and kiki about. And ain't nothing kiki when you look like a fool. I mean, when it backfires on you, you know what I'm saying? You need to do it. Those are good things. Go look at yourself, because it's not what the way the road is paved with good intentions, and some people can't see themselves. You want to make the guy the bad guy, and you don't get anywhere by that. A man has confidence. We are supposed to have confidence. You can be devoted to the independence of yourself, but not where you're making yourself look crazy. And truly, sometimes you could be hurting a person, giving them that type of bad experience, sitting there, and you're putting hellfire on the man. You're putting hellfire on yourself. Yo, let's talk clarity. Ooh, start choosing to get rid of that type of mindset and leave that you're stuck in like that superstition. My goodness. Let's talk clarity, y'all. Somebody needs to talk clarity to me, because, what's getting ingrained in people's minds, they're stopping each other and playing these poor games of life, without themselves even plugged in, playing these damaging games with people that they supposed to be wanting to get to know, with people that they're supposed to be loving. I mean, really, where is the power at inside you? That intimidating stuff all over social media. You tuned off, you ain't tuned in. You gotta stay tuned, stay tuned. Stay loving and be confident with what and who you are naturally. I mean, whew, gosh, y'all, let's talk clarity here. I mean, thank everybody, and let me tell you something. My clarity channel is new. I want to thank my family and friends who have subscribed, who has hit that like button for me. I was telling someone the other day, I'm building a momentum. I got a plan on where I'm going with this, but let's talk clarity. It is that, it's like being crystal clear about something on who we are individually and also in good faith, that revelation, that reverence, our different points in experiencing a journey of truth and letting our guard down, because I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? Guarding ourselves, having some real guarding ourself conversations, some brainstorming, some real brain gardening, tending to the garden that involves nurturing and positive thoughts and weeding out the negativity. That's what I did today. I got to pat myself on the back, the implications that, I'm not against it, but, sometimes there's language barriers. People are talking so much, and it's just a simple thing to just say, slow down. Implications, that people say and don't say that knock you all, that could possibly knock you out your alignment. I love to have my cognitive self in good well standing. We're all beautiful flowers. I gotta smell the roses sometime. And our men, they're so great plants. I got saved by a very good rep today, for real. So with that being said, I want to thank you for coming to this Clarity channel. I'm your host, Dierdre Lynn Square. And just remember, any unwanted weeds, any unwanted plant, just represent all that gloominess. Take a different step towards it and give it a better outlook. Sometimes tell yourself no when you want to do something, that might just take up too much of your good energy. If you're going to stay guarding up, just use that word, garden up. Quit saying you're going to put your guard up, and hurting yourself, when you feel like you're going to go through something that you went through already. No, it don't be the same. You can change your mind. Don't be living in fear. Let's talk clarity. Thank you. Have a good day. I love everybody. Okay. Thank you so much for coming to this channel. All right. See you next time. Love you.